I'd like to talk about how to use tracing paper when you're in your sketching process. So here I've got a quick sketch I did of these acorns still attached to some dying leaves. And I'm just going to focus mostly on the acorns here. So I've got this quick sketch and I want to make it look a little better. So what I would do is take another piece of tracing paper, and because you can see through it, it makes it easy to just use your first sketch as a guide, but then to trace it all nice and neat and a lot better. And it allows you to change things or reposition things if you need to. For example, this is a sketch that I did for a book, and this was a first sketch, and I decided I didn't quite like this troll character, so I made a copy and retraced the troll in a different position. Then it didn't like the size of the head, so I reduced the size of the head and just taped it in position. Then I could take another sheet of tracing paper and put it over the first one and trace it neater. Then I decided I didn't like the man here, so then I had to retrace him, reduce, enlarge, and make changes. And then I finally could trace nice and neat my final sketch. So that's how you can use tracing paper to kind of allow you to make changes and make your final product better. So now I've got this in position, and I'll just do a few lines here so you can see. Because I'm kind of far away from here, I can't get as close as I like. So if I'm erasing, it's because I just can't get as close as I would like to. And you get the idea about what I'm doing here. All right, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. So now I have my tracing on here. I did forget to do a few of these, so let me just put those in. All right, so now we're ready to take this final tracing that we have and tape it. And you can see how much nicer and neater the final one is compared to the first one. So now we get our board or watercolor paper or whatever we're going to paint on, and position your sketch on the paper exactly where you want it to be. So you can move it around if you want. If you need to use a ruler to get the placement just right, go ahead and do that. And then again, taping it in position. Then we're going to use transfer paper. You also can hold your paper up to the light and just trace it that way, or you can use the transfer paper. I am using Sorel transfer paper. I like it because it doesn't have a waxy surface, so it is erasable. So let me find a piece of that. So here's a piece. It's been used before, but you can use it over and over. It's got a side that's light and a side that's dark. The dark side goes down because it has the surface that transfers. So you put it in between And you don't need a very big piece. In fact, it's better to have a smaller piece and move it around if you have a larger image, because it can leave little marks which then you have to erase. So using a small piece kind of helps you control how many marks are being made. And then you can just take a pencil. I'm using a harder pencil to do my tracing. This is a 6H. And I'll show you, I'll just do these 2 circles so you can see how it transfers right onto the board. And then once you get this all traced on, you're ready to paint.